please, thank you. The first thing that I want to say is, Ms. Ryback, you came and tried a case in my court very early on in my tenure, and you may recall you were trying that case with your partner, and afterwards I kept asking him when he was going to make you a partner. And so I see from the bio here that that hasn't happened yet, so I want you to know that I scratched through the word attorney, I interlineated partner, I wrote so ordered, and I signed it, and I want you to take this back tomorrow. You were an amazing attorney then, and I can only imagine that it's only gotten better. And so I'm so happy to share this moment with you and with all of the rest of the award recipients. This must be what it feels like to be a SIR reply that gets filed the morning of a hearing. You get filed, but you don't get read. And so here I am, the last person on the list, and so I don't want to keep you all too long. I have to say, serving as an advisor to this amazing group of officers and board members must be what it is to be the advisor to the president. I mean, the president is usually smarter than you are. They don't need your advice, but they are smart enough to know that decisions are better when other people participate in the decision making, which is a sad truth for us trial judges. Nevertheless, it is true that you all sought the advice and counsel of people on the advisory board and other members of the community to make sure that you were always making decisions that were in the best interest of the organization and of our bar as a whole. And I'm so grateful to have been able to work with you throughout this last couple of years on the journey that you set out last year under the leadership of Nicole Knox. I don't know where Nicole went. And you continued those efforts this year, and it really is just phenomenal. Three very quick things that I want to say to the women who practice here in Dallas and across the country, because I know so many of you have practices outside of Dallas. And there are these things. The first thing is that my door is always open, unless, of course, you have a hearing on the docket the next day. Other than that, the door is always open. If I can be of help to you in any way whatsoever, if I can give you any kind of insight or advice, I'm always there. It is a quick phone call to the court coordinator who will make sure that you get the next available time to visit with me. The second thing is, and this is along the lines of what Ms. Ryback just talked about, you will be in the courtroom, and you are in the courtroom, as good as you think you are. But what I know is that you are even better than that. So this all starts with what you think about yourself, and if you will think the greatest and the highest things of yourself, you will perform in that way in the courtroom. And along those lines, the third thing, argue the briefs you write. Argue the briefs you write. When you are the one who's back at the office doing the work, have the courage to say, I would like to argue this brief that I wrote, and then come and do it. I want to very quickly just say some thank yous. Of course, again, to the women that I got an opportunity to serve with. Angela, you are an amazing woman. You are the definition of a leader, and I have just been honored to serve with you. The same is true for the other members of the board and the officers in this organization. Just an incredible stand-up group of women who are not only devoted to their practices, but they're devoted to our bar, and importantly, they juggle all of that against the obligations that they have at home, and they do all of those things well, and so I'm just delighted and I'm grateful to be with you all. I want to also thank my colleagues who are here. I see so many of the judges who are here that I get to serve with on the civil district bench. Iron sharpens iron. I serve with some of the finest judges I think that exist across the state, and certainly that are in our county. They are devoted. They are devoted to the rule of law, and they are devoted public servants. If you only knew how long these days last, where we see each other after we leave the George Allen Courthouse, the other events that we have during the day, after the day, on the weekend, they are devoted to serving this community. And so I want to thank them for the opportunity to lead them this year. And then last but not least, I have to say thank you to my fiance, Tracy, who's here. I don't get to do what I do without all of the amazing support that you provide to me, and so I just want to say thank you. I love you. I'm grateful that you're here with me tonight, and thank you all. Have a good night.